If you love builder gel overlays and you want to add some length to your nails but don't want to use full cover tips, then I've got the solution for you. What's up, nail crew? It's Nicole, your fellow nail obsessed DIYer. Today we are doing extensions with just builder gel and paper forms. It's been a really long time since I've done one of these and I've been asked so many times to do them. So I'm going to show you how messy it can be and that the end result can be really beautiful. So the first thing that you need to do is file down the bulk of your old builder gel overlay. You want to get off as much as you can. Since we're doing extensions, we're really going to have to rebalance the apex, and I want as minimal amount of builder gel down on my natural nails as possible so I can basically be starting from scratch. I take my Pana coarse safety bit and get off most of the bulk and then switch to a sanding band. When I get closer to my natural nails, I take a cuticle bit just to go around my cuticles and make sure that there's none stuck to my nail plates. Now we can get into actually doing our extensions. Once your dry nail prep is done, then you're gonna go through and apply dehydrator. And I like to do the rest of these steps one hand at a time. So I do the entire process through the builder gel on one hand, and then I go and do the entire process through my other hand. You want to dehydrate 5 nails, and then you want to apply primer to your nails. When you're applying the primer, you really want to etch it into your nails. So what that means is you basically are like almost scratching / rubbing it into your nails to really make sure it's in there nicely. And you want to concentrate the most on your new growth areas. Since I have a little bit of builder gel left, I really make sure I'm scrubbing it down towards my cuticles. And you want to make sure that you don't flood your cuticles with the primer. That is actually going to cause you lifting because you just want that primer on your natural nails. For a lot of people, they need to do a layer of gel base down on their natural nails to get builder gel to adhere better. But for some of us, including myself, we have to go straight in with builder gel. If I use gel base down on my natural nails, my builder gel lifts up like within a few days. If I use builder gel right after the primer, then I get really good adhesion with doing just the straight builder gel. If you have to use gel base, you would just apply it on your natural nails, fully cure it, and then do the steps that I'm doing now. When I'm doing builder gel, I start off with a really thin layer that's called the slip layer. And that is an uncured layer of builder gel that you do that basically is gonna guide your bead down your nails. So after you do the slip layer down on your nails, it's really thin. Then you take a bead of builder gel back towards the back of your nails, not quite at the cuticle, and then you'll pull the bead of builder gel down your nails, floating it to where you want it to be. So when you're doing extensions, this is the part that adds a little bit more challenge, that makes it a little bit harder, and for some people a lot harder than when you're just doing a regular overlay. When you're floating the bead down your nail, you want to make sure you're pulling that builder gel down onto the paper form. If your paper form is not fitted correctly under your nail, then what can happen is you can get some of the builder gel stuck under your nail and it can get on your skin, which we definitely do not want. So you saw me in the beginning making sure that my paper form was up flat against my nail, against the underneath of my nail. That is going to help you to keep you from getting the builder gel slipping underneath your natural nail and getting stuck on there or getting on your skin. After each nail that I apply the builder gel down onto and do my little extension, I flash cure it for 10 to 15 seconds before I pull off the paper form. So if you pull off the paper form too early, your builder gel is not going to stay. It's just gonna kind of like flop down. When I'm flash curing my nails just for a basic overlay without an extension, you can get away with doing it for only 5 seconds. But when you're doing the extensions, 10 to 15 is better so that your extension doesn't move and it's hardened enough that you can move on to your next nail. Once you get all 5 nails extended, then you can go in and do a full cure. So I didn't show this on the video, but I fully cured all 5 nails for 60 seconds. I do my pointer through pinky together and then my thumb separately. This is so that my thumb doesn't end up in some kind of like wonky position and then it's not fully curing. Once I did that layer, I realized, oh my gosh, I had actually wanted to use a colored builder gel for the extension, so like it would look really natural on my nails. I was using a clear at first. Both builder gels are from OG Dip Powder. The clear is just called clear. It's clear in a jar. And then the one that I'm doing now, that's this neutral type color, neutral nude type color, that's called Bear With Me. It is really nice for if you want something to look natural. And I did, but I just forgot to use it for the extension. So I was like, okay, well, since the extensions are long and I knew I needed to add a second layer, I just decided to use this Bear With Me for the second layer so that it would give that illusion that the nails were a little bit more natural and not just extended with clear. So on the first layer of the builder gel that I was doing the extension on, I really made sure, like I do for my overlays, that I also focused on building my apex. So when I added that bead of builder gel over the slip layer, I would flip my hand over so that my apex would naturally build. And the apex is the highest point of your enhancement, and where you want the apex to be would be if you press down on your natural nails, like at the very tip, you'll get a little white spot somewhere in the middle of your nail. That's about where you want your apex to be, the highest point. Now, I know from doing my nails for so long, roughly where my apex is on every finger. So if you're not sure where it is before you go and do any of your prep or your overlay, anything like that, you can just press down on the tip of your nail to see where your apex needs to be built. I wanted to show you how crazy they look once I finished curing both layers. They look pretty wild. They look like these alien claws. I don't know what else to call them. I think of them as alien claws. Once I get everything cured, I use some clippers to clip some of the really little jaggedy pieces off, and then I sprayed them with isopropyl alcohol and wiped them off so that I wouldn't get any of the sticky residue on my skin as I was doing my right hand. Now, I am right-handed, so you're gonna see me be pretty awkward using my left hand to apply the builder gel. I may be able to do a nice job applying dip powder to my right hand using my left hand, but I am not as good at doing extensions. In fact, I'm really rusty with doing extensions. So I felt super awkward doing the extensions with my left hand. It's like my left hand basically forgot how to do extensions on my right hand. My steps are the same doing my right hand that I did on my left hand first. So I went through and I did all the cuticle prep way at the beginning of the video, and then I can go through and I dehydrated those 5 nails on my right hand and then went in and did 2 layers of primer. Some people get better adhesion if they do 2 layers of primer as well. I am somebody who definitely needs 2 layers of primer. So I do thumb to pinky dehydrator, and then I do thumb to pinky first layer of primer, and then I go right back and do thumb to pinky second layer of primer, and then I go in with my builder gel overlay, or at this point we're doing extensions, so I go in with my extensions. I like to really give you guys all the tips and tricks that I do to make my nails last as long as possible. And I know, unlike a lot of you, you keep your nails on a long time. I actually keep my builder gel on a long time, but I pop my dip manis off a lot more than most people do. So when I give you tips and tricks, it's because I know that most of you want really long retention on your manicures. You have to be really careful about who you're taking advice from and who you're following, because some of the content creators, they're just doing it to pop off their manis really fast, and they're not worried about retention because they do their nails really a lot, multiple times a week, which even when I'm doing mine multiple times a week, I always like to make sure that I talk about what will give everyone the best possible retention and the longest possible manicure. So I had someone make a comment in one of the Facebook groups that I'm in about how they were really discouraged about seeing people's nails and how perfect they look. I just reminded them, one, some of us have been doing this for years. And another thing is some people do press-on nails. And with press-on nails, you're basically doing your entire application on top of a tip. So when you put it on, your cuticle lines look perfect. Your shape looks perfect. Whereas when you're doing your actual nails, it's a lot more work. So it's something to always be aware about, that, I never want to compare myself to what other people are doing. I really don't try to like say, oh, this person's doing this. Why aren't I doing this? I really just try to do like what feels right to me and what I know can help the most amount of people. So when I'm doing my videos, that's always my goal is what can I say and what tips and tricks can I give you to give you the easiest possible ways to do your nails at home, that they last, that they look nice. So just a little side note here, if you are struggling with comparison to other people who you see their nails online, just remember some of them have been doing their nails for years and other ones are doing press-ons, so they don't have to worry about their cuticle lines, they don't have to worry about their shaping, which is way easier than actually doing dip, doing builder gel, all those things on your natural nails. Now you can see me kind of fumble around with the builder gel on my right hand. I'm having to do a lot more work with the liner brush than I did on my left hand. I really had to use that liner brush to pull the builder gel down where I needed it to be. And I did the same steps on my right hand. So I did the extension with the clear and then it went in with the neutral color, the Bear With Me, just that it would look a little bit more natural than just using clear on my nails. Once I fully finish with the extensions, you'll be able to see they look pretty crazy, a little bit more alien-like on my right hand than they did on my left hand. But that's okay because you are going to see the best part of the video when I show how the crazy looking nails can be buffed, shaped, and filed to be beautifully shaped. Make sure that after each layer on both hands that you fully cure your nails. You definitely don't want to leave any gel uncured on your natural nails. Leaving gel uncured on your natural nails, even a little bit, that can lead to gel allergies, especially if you're using some of the lower quality brands that have HEMA and a bunch of other junk, what I call, in it. Really be aware that you're fully curing your nails. Now we can get into the fun. This is the filing and shaping part where we take our nails from crazy alien looking to beautiful extensions. I like to use my Sally Beauty file. For some reason, they just work really well when I'm buffing and shaping builder gel, especially because it's like the only thing I use it for. I have specific files for when I go and I do my shaping of my dip manis, and then I typically keep my Sally Beauty ones for when I'm just buffing builder gel. First, I like to start getting the shape down. So I'm doing a long almond, pointy almond type shape, and I go around each nail and try to fix the shaping a little bit first. Then once I feel like the shape is starting to look less alien and more long almond, then I go through with the 180 side of the nail file and file along the top. So I really start to file down any areas of the builder gel that weren't even or that maybe got a little bit too high. And I work on filing my apex into my nails. So let's say I got a little bit too much builder gel on the front of my nail and it's sticking up more and the apex isn't sloping down nicely to the tip of my nail. I just take the file and file that down. And I really make sure that I file the sides of my nail downwards towards my side walls so that they give that nice curved shape. I've been keeping my builder gel just buffed smooth. This way I can do peel base right over it and then either dip or gel, mostly dip because I have not done gels in a long time. I've just been feeling all the dip colors. If you're still struggling with just basic gel overlays and you are not ready to do extensions on your natural nails, then make sure you check out the next video and I will help you do a gel overlay.